As the coronavirus continues to spread across the country, the nation's top infectious disease expert says we need a uniform approach to the pandemic instead of what he calls a disjointed state-by-state response. Arizona, one of the states called out directly by White House health experts who say more action needs to be taken to stop the virus from continuing to grow out of control in our state.
And we know the direct message was included in a briefing to state governors this week, and many are heeding the warnings for specific states, including Ohio. The Republican governor there placing the state under a 3-week curfew. But Governor Ducey still absent to most of the public, still only briefing us over social media. Not willing to address this or take action at this point. Still ignoring leaders like State Schools Chief Kathy Hoffman pleading for a mask mandate. With news of this first public briefing in weeks happening tomorrow, the question now is, will the governor follow the advice that's coming out of the White House?
ABC 15's Nicole Grigg is in Phoenix tonight, and she's been staying close to Governor Ducey's office.
Yes, let's start with this. So the White House report obtained by ABC News talks about how Arizona is seeing a rise of COVID-19 cases, and it's pretty direct. The White House Coronavirus Task Force says something must be done here in Arizona. This is the White House report with detailed recommendations for each state. For Arizona, it says Arizona must now increase mitigation efforts as it did in the summer to flatten the curve. We know any talk of mitigation efforts have not made it out of the governor's office. No plans. In fact, there's been no public briefing where we can even ask the governor about our state plans for 19 days.
We've been able to keep blood safely pumping through our economy while fighting COVID-19.
The governor relying on updates through the scripted video message asking for everyone to take personal responsibility. But now our state education leaders being vocal, blunt, saying that's not enough.
Educators are exhausted, and they're trying to sound the alarm that the system they're working in right now is unsustainable, but it's also being made unsafe by behaviors that are happening out in the community.
Joe Thomas with the Arizona Education Association says they now have a petition calling for the governor to have a statewide plan for schools.
We have to have the governor stand up at this point, and he's got to lead. There's just no excuse for it now. When the spread is low, you can have guidelines and you can have suggestions and you can have best practices. But when we're headed to another spike where we're going to see 4,000 and then 5,000 cases a day, we have to see leadership out of our governor.
The White House also recommending reducing capacity in public and private indoor spaces, as well as proactive testing, including testing of teachers, hospital personnel, congregate care settings to help identify the depth of community infection. ABC 15 speaking with a doctor who works in rehab with patients after they've been hospitalized with COVID-19.
You have difficulty with, you get weak and you have difficulty with walking, difficulty with swallowing, and so we're taking care of them as well.
And like so many medical professionals who have been sounding the alarm for weeks, she wants to know what is next.
It's scary right now. So all we had done back in June and July to get numbers back down, we're basically repeating the same thing right now. The difference is there's less staff, nurses are tired, doctors are tired, we can't get extra staff from other places. So it's a really scary time.
And we are learning that the governor will have that press conference tomorrow. It is expected to be at 2 o'clock, and we will, of course, bring it to you live on all of our platforms. Reporting in Phoenix, Nicole Grigg, ABC 15, Arizona.